Where's your missus?
Hey, what's up? It's Genesis and I hope you're doing well. In celebration of my newest release called SPLINTAHART, released on the Aluminum, link will be in the description below, I'll be breaking down the technique that I used on one of the tracks called Looking For Your Love. First things first, I have to relocate all these samples because I'm on a new PC now and this was made with an old PC, and I made this project about 2 years ago, so I probably won't remember everything. Alright, so the technique that I'm going to be breaking down from this project file is using 808s as growl basses. So just by themselves, these are what the basses sound like. Without the effects on either track, these are what those 808s sound like. And I'll also remove the separate sub from these 808s. So how do we get from this to this? First of all, you need an 808 bass. So I'm just going to search up 808 and pick a random one. I'm just going to do this. I'm not even looking right now. Let's choose this one, and I'll do another one which has more overtones, just like the ones I used in that project file. This one. Let's do this one. This one sounds silly. Alright, I'll do it with the one with the least amount of overtones first. And the reason why I specify overtones in 808s is because they can influence the way your outcome sounds. It's not just about the sub-frequencies. The main process can be just divided up into separate blocks. You have the tonality section, the shaping section, and the distortion section. And you can mix and match them in any way you want and have more than one of those blocks at any point. As long as you have the mindset of creating a distortion stage, a tonality stage, and a shaping stage, then that's all you need. The way I like to do it is to have a distortion block first, depending on the 808 that you choose, then a tonal block, and then a shaping block, and then a final distortion block. Because this 808 here doesn't have many overtones, I'll put in a distortion block first. I'll just use raw here. The aim here is just to create some interesting overtones. I'm gonna do this kind of distortion with some bias on it to make it growly already. Sound a little bit more like a saw wave. And maybe one more. Nice. And then for the tonal block, let's do something very simple with an auto filter. You can also do this with an EQ, a phaser, or a flanger. And the main point of using those effects is to induce some sort of resonance. And you can hear how it's starting to sound tonal now. And again, this is the reason why I like to use a distortion block at the very start, depending on the 808 you choose, because if I turn this off, then it struggles to have an audible tone. I'm going to pick this frequency here, and then I'm going to add a shaping section, and the purpose of this block is to just sculpt the sound into the way you kind of want it. You know, stuff like OTTs to bring out some highs and squash it a bit, or an EQ for some more surgical approaches, or a vowel filter or stuff like that. I'm going to use an OTT with a time down. Just to shape those upper harmonics and upper overtones to pop out a little more. Actually, I'll group this so then we can see the different kind of blocks here. and I'll put an EQ. To shape it a little more. Let's put this back here. For those overtones, nice. Maybe even change the filter emulation here. Let's try the Moog filter. And also, maybe if the low end is overpowering that overtone, we can change it to a morph filter and just move the morph up a little bit so that resonance can peak up a little bit more. Like that. And then a final distortion block. Let's use roar again, just to bring it up to volume and add more grit. And then once we have our main sound, we can then start to sculpt this a little more. One of the ways is to use the envelope follower on the filters. This way you can get like a moving kind of resonant sweep. And in combination with adjusting the clip fades, you can get a more nuanced growl. For some more detail, we can try reducing the resonance at the tail end here so it doesn't sound too peaky. Let's improve this one a little more by adding a flanger to the tonal stage. I like using flangers to add another layer of tonality, or maybe as the first layer of tonality when making basses. And in order to do this, just go to the flanger mode, turn down the amount so you can then dial in the frequency you want from the flanger. Increase the feedback to get more of that resonant tone. And if you want some movement, you can do some more envelope following as well. Now let's pair that with a filter. Well, you can hear that scream coming out already. And let's group all of these blocks together so then we can treat this section here afterwards as another sculpting section outside of the sound design. Maybe some more roars out here, but with different kinds of distortion. Let's reduce the feedback as well, just like what we did with the resonance on the filter here. And let's add some stereoness to this, just before some distortion. And maybe we can then further change this curve here. And one final EQ stage here. So here's 188. Turn into a growl. We can improve this by, of course, resampling it and then treating that as its own separate sample. So let's go ahead and paste bounce audio so we can do stuff like this. Actually, you know what? Let's turn this into a job just to further demonstrate this. Since we already have our processing chain here, I'm just going to drag and drop this here to turn this into this and adjust some settings here. Maybe adding another flanger to the shaping group this time, but let's change it to a phaser. And let's try and use this other one now. I've got this little bass thing laid out, and let's find a drum loop. Alright, might as well make a drum loop while I'm at it. Actually, let's try and speed it up. So let's do these, make sure those are off. 172 and cut these off, and that should be jump up now. Alright, so this is the final result. And without drums. And we made these basses from these 3 808s. As I said before, you can change the order of the blocks, so you can have a tone block, then a distortion, then a shape block, then a distortion, or, you know, just mix and match all these different building blocks to create your basses out of your 808s that you choose. And that's it. Patrons will be able to get these basses that I made in this tutorial, as well as some more that I made off camera, and the link for that will be in the description below. And speaking of Patreon members, thank you to all my free Patreon members for showing your support. Much love to my tier 1 patrons on the screen right now for supporting the channel. I'd also like to give a big ups to Dayloon for being my tier 2 patron supporter. And I'd also like to shout out, and sincere apologies if I mispronounce your name, Delta Rose, LifeX Earth, Any10, Flavian V, Bruno Scher, and William Hollimon for being my highest tier patrons. You're absolute legends. And that's going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video around. All my links are in the description below, and once again, thanks a lot for watching, and stay creative. See you in a bit.